We now know pretty much exactly what the next Alfa Romeo Stelvio is going to look like, and I'm not sure about this design. Don't know if I like it or if it's too product designy again, but that seems to be the trend in the entire industry right now, to remove this organic design that we're used to seeing from car designs, specifically from Alfa Romeo. I mean, the passion brand of Italy, the the mini Ferraris, definitely needs to have this design language intact. But here we have bumper headlights. It also seems to be the trend of the decade right now, and we have some renderings as well. The renderings here look a little they're great renderings, but they look a little strange to me. They're made by colesa.ru. I'm going to link it down below in the description, and we're going to jump into Photoshop here also to have a look at the patent images that shows exactly what the next Stelvio. Did I say Giulia in the beginning? If I did, I meant Stelvio, obviously. Stelvio is going to look like, both from the front side and also the very, very interesting rear end here. So before we do that, though, let's check out this article from Car Scoops and let's see what we know so far about what the Stelvio is going to be like. There is some very good news here. So new Alfa Romeo Stelvio unmasks from official patents. After official patents reveal the next Stelvio's design, independent artists crafted accurate renderings of the new SUV. Later this year, it will be unveiled in both electric and hybrid options. The premium SUV will be a clean sheet design with fresh styling and more technology. And this is the good news here. The Quadrifoglio might keep the outgoing model's twin-turbo V6 for the performance edge. I really hope they do. I don't want to see the Quadrifoglio be an EV, specifically not when we talk about Alfa Romeo. It needs to have this screaming V6. It needs to have the soul. You can't rip out the soul of Alfa Romeo. You can do it with any other brand, but not Alfa, so keep the V6 for sure. Although Alfa Romeo has yet to release official images, we have already gotten a glimpse of the new SUV through patent filings and also a bunch of spy photos tested up in Sweden, winter testing. So the illustrations come courtesy of Colesa. As I said, I'm going to link it down below. Represents a noticeable evolution from its predecessor, but the Scudetto grille and updated graphics ensure it is still unmistakably an Alfa Romeo. And up front, we do have the split lighting units, feature slim daytime run lights and main headlights tucked neatly within the triangular bumper intakes, meaning the keyword here being bumper. So we do have bumper headlights. We have the daytime lights up top in the where I would normally want to see the headlight units, but now they sit further down in the bumper themselves. And I think I don't know what I think about this trend, because to me the headlight of a car is, you look into the eyes of the car, and they should be in that position in the top corners of the front end, not sit all the way down here, in this area. I don't know. To me, it feels like we're hiding the headlights, and instead the eyeballs are now becoming the daytime run lights. It's just a trend that I don't know if I like it or not. It's just a new thing that is sweeping across the entire industry. So around the back, though, the standout feature is the full-width LED taillights that form a triangular shape and stretch partially into the tailgate, echoing the look of the front grille. So it has a very sloping roofline, this thing, but it also has to do with the black graphic up top. You can see the renderings here. It's not really a SUV coupe. It would dip down even further than this, but it definitely has a sporty design when you look at this. And we have two different front ends. The front end here looks a little strange because this area in this section of this rendering is not the same as the area we have here. For example, this is a very sharp corner here, as you can see, and this is a rounded corner, and I'm not sure if I like this intake, how the grille sticks down like this and interfering with the intake in the lower section. It looks a little strange to me. And then we also have a different rendering here, which looks significantly different than the first one. I just don't like this Junior grille at all. I'm not a fan of the Alfa Romeo Junior in general. I think it's just a product that Alfa needs to have in the lineup that is hopefully going to bring in some money for them. I'm not sure if it's going to, but the design just does not feel Alfa. It feels more Stellantis to me, and that is the whole idea with the Junior. Now looking at the rear end, this has again a different rendering from the Auto. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but the Auto also did some renderings, so we have two different renderings here. I like the Colessa renderings better. I feel like they look more properly planted and more Alfa Romeo, specifically in the front end, even though we have some problems with the lower section here. So with that said, actually, there's some more here. So the next generation Alfa Romeo Stelvio will share the STLA large underpinnings with the Jeep Wagoneer S, Recon, and Dodge Charger as well. And it means that it will be compatible with fully electric and hybrid powertrains. So both hybrid and electric. So we have the images here, not the spy photos, but the patent images. And you can clearly see what it's going to look like in this area. This looks way better. This lower intake here, I'm not sure why he didn't put that in the rendering here to make it look exactly like this, because here we have a much more static design for the... Actually, let's just wait and talk about this when we get into Photoshop. Looking at the side view as well. Pretty properly stanced vehicle. These are isometric views, so it's not really perspective at all. Makes it look a little flat. So initial reports suggest that the high-performance Stelvio Quadrifoglio would go fully electric. No, you can't do that. It's not going to work. People are not going to buy it. But more recent information points to the twin-turbo 2.9-liter V6 is going to stick around. So as for the next Giulia, it is reportedly scheduled to arrive in 2026, possibly trading its traditional sedan shape for a more crossover-style fastback design. And I really hope they're not going to do that. Keep building sedans, please. At least Alfa Romeo with the heritage and the style. The Giulia is a beautiful looking sedan. You can't make it into a crossover design. I mean, fastback design. It's just not gonna work. So here we have some of the spy photos of the new Stelvio, most likely up in Sweden. That's where everybody tests their cars. Learn design sketching online with me. My online class is now only $47. If you have any desire to pick up the skill of sketching products using simple tools such as just a big pen and some cheap print paper, this is something you want to check out. Now, over the years, I've taught over thousands of students from all around the world how to sketch cars and products using my simple sketching techniques, and most of them have seen amazing results from my classes. Analog Designer Pro Pack is the full bundle of all my classes I've released over the years, and it's yours for just $47. You also have a lifetime access to all the videos. Check out everything that's included and see what my students have to say in the link in the description, or simply visit analogdesignerpropack.com. So with that said, let's jump into Photoshop here and check out this design. Let's see what this is all about. So we have the spy photos here. As I said, I'm going to link all of this, the links to everything down in the description. And up top, we do have the front view for the new Stelvio, and I think it looks pretty decent. We have this very short. Look at the design here in the hood, for example. Super sharp V shape here. You can barely see it, but we do have a very sharp V shape in this area right there. We have very sharp edges here as well, going into a super crisp and chiseled grill, Scudetto grill. We have the daytime run lights being up here. This is now becoming the eyeball, the identity for the vehicle, when you have the headlights sitting in this area. So the headlights are actually going to sit down here, and it looks like this is going to be a functional air curtain that shoots out some air right there. Very chiseled, but I still feel like we're losing this, this organic shape, the emotional design that I want to see from Alfa Romeo specifically. I feel like we're slowly losing that, and this is still becoming more product designy than maybe I want to see from Alfa Romeo. It's still not a bad looking design. Here you can see the rendering, and the problem that I have with this lower section of this rendering is that it doesn't look like the spy photos up here, because here you can see the grill, the Scudetto grill goes all the way down and into the lower section, while in the patent filings here we have it stop right before it dips down, something like this, like it does in the rendering. And that means that we also have a space here for a center mounted license plate. Thank you for that. I can't stand when you put the license plate right here on the side. It just ruins everything about the design when you see that on the Giulias and the Stelvios of today. Is just not going to work for me. So glad to see that we can have a license plate now in the center. The rendering looks great, apart from this lower section down here that I want to see a little bit different. And here you can see the current Stelvio. Look, and this is what I mean when I say organic, rounded, fluid designs. That is exactly what I want to see from Alfa Romeo. You can see it in the headlight outline for the headlight here, for example. You can see it in the grille as well. I love how this logo has this little a nice curvature to it that goes into the bodywork of the vehicle, looking very nice. The hood design as well, very fluid and organic, looks like a calm sea, something like that. We have rounded feeling all the way down here in the graphics as well. It's just a beautiful looking design. And of course, looking at the side view, two key lines going across the entire vehicle length, looking very, very nice. And this then become a lot more chiseled, a lot more, I wouldn't call it robotic, but definitely a lot more static, I would say, in this case. Specifically, if you look at the side view here, we don't really have any sort of fluid emotional lines in the shoulder here that I want to see for Alfa Romeo. Instead, we have very sharp chisel lines, and this again almost into coupe SUV territory in my opinion. This lower section, I'm not so sure about it. I'm gonna have to wait and see this car in real life to see exactly what this looks like. But the rear end graphics also very, very sharp. I'm not sure if I like this very super sharp corner. It feels like if you're just gonna poke it with your thumb, you're gonna start to bleed because you're gonna cut yourself on the graphics in the rear end. And here you can see what the graphics in the rear end looks like from a straight rear view. From a straight rear view, it looks pretty cool because we have almost a Scudetto grille in the key graphics for the new Stelvio. And we also have a clear separation here with this bumper line. No exhaust pipes or anything like that, since this is probably going to be a hybrid or maybe even a full EV. We do have a nice spoiler up here, looks to be functional. We have some airflow coming down from the top of the roof, shooting down underneath here to bring some downforce in the rear end, looking very nice. And here you can see the rendering of the rear end, and this is probably my favorite view right now. This angle doesn't make this feel too sharp, and I think if you look at the pattern images, I think it has to do with the isometric views. It just makes it look a little strange here and a little too sharp with all these angles and graphics. It just clashes into each other. It's probably going to look a whole lot better. I know it's going to look a whole lot better when you look at this car in real life, obviously. So interesting design here from Alfa Romeo. Definitely a step forward, and definitely, I would say, a new design DNA where we lose some of this organic design that I'm used to seeing from Alfa Romeo. This bubbly it has big volumes intersected by a couple of key sharp lines that just cuts out this sea of calmness in the bodywork of the vehicle. And now it feels like it's going into a lot more static, a lot more sharp design, which could work. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to wait and see until I see this vehicle in real life.